Hello everyone! In this episode I'm gonna be creating a fruit falling game. So this is what it's gonna be looking like. We have a background, we have some fruits that are falling down at different speeds. When we pick them up, the score will increase. And yeah, there's gonna be 3 different kinds of fruit. So yeah, let's get going with this project. Alright. Okay, so first of all we are going to need a folder where we can create this game. Then we are going to need some pictures, a picture of an apple, banana and grape. So I already got them here. Okay. Then we are of course gonna need the index.html, index.js and style.css files. Alright, so first of all, I'm gonna create the basic HTML5 syntax over here. Like that. Let's create the head element. The character set will be UTF-8. Viewport content will be width equals device width, initial scale will be 1.0 and the title will be, I don't know, catch the fruit. Catch the fruit. There we go. Then we gotta link our external style sheet. So link, the relationship is going to be a style sheet. The href is going to be style.css. There we go. Then we are going to be needing a body tag. There we go. And now I can finally open this in live server. So there we go. Alright. So here we go. We got the page. It's empty currently, but not for a long time. So first, I'm going to be creating a div element. And this is going to... Actually first, I'm gonna import a Google font. So we are going to need the link. So over here, let's say link, the href will be this, and then the relationship will be style sheet. And I'm gonna put that on a new line as well. There we go. And I'm gonna say that this is for importing a Google font. And then of course we are going to need the closing tag. Over here I will say that our style sheet. There we go. Okay. So now we have exited the head element and we're at the body element. So first I'm gonna be creating a div element with the class of cover screen. Inside of this, I'm gonna make an h2 element. This is gonna have an ID of over text. And then it's gonna say game over and the class attribute. There we go. The class for this one is gonna be height. Okay, so it's visible for now, but we are gonna adjust that with CSS. Then we are going to need a paragraph with the ID of result. There we go. And also a button. And the ID will be start dash button. And it will say start game. Alright. After that, we are going to exit this div element and I'm gonna create another one. This is going to be a score container. There we go. And the class will be height initially. And then we will set the score to start from 0, of course. And after this, I'm gonna create a canvas. So the canvas is gonna be where the game itself will be shown. And there's one more thing, we gotta link the script. So R JavaScript. And then I'm gonna type in script with the source of index.js. And that way we can import or link our index.js file onto the HTML file. There we go. So we got all the HTML that we are going to need. Next step is to move on to CSS. First I'm gonna use the asterisk to select all the elements, and I'm gonna set the padding to 0, margin to 0, the box sizing property will be border box, and the font family will be using the Poppins from Google Fonts with a backup of sans serif. Okay, we got a new font. Wonderful. Next up, I'm gonna select the body of our element. I'm gonna select the body of our document. Then I'm gonna make the background dash color FAE 6C3. So there we go. That's the one we have in the beginning of the game. I feel like I wanna adjust this actually a little more. What if we use something like a blue background? Let's use that for now. We can always change that later on. Okay, the height will be 100 viewport heights and the width will be 100 viewport width units. Then overflow hidden. There we go. Alright. After the body element, I am going to take the ID of the score container. So hashtag score-container, and I'm going to be making the position absolute. I'm gonna give it a width of 3 EM, 300%. And then the padding will be 0.5 EM. The background color is going to be 000 black. The color is gonna be white. There we go. Then we are going to text align center. Left will be 0 and top will be 0.5 EM. So yeah, that's where the score container will be located when the game starts. Okay, then we gotta get the start button, the ID of the start button. So hashtag start button. And we are gonna make the background color D6624F. I'm gonna adjust this a little bit. Let's go with something like that. Alright, we are going to remove the border. I'm gonna add some padding, 1 EM on the top and bottom and 2 EM on the right and the left. Alright, the font size will be 1.2 EM. Alright, font weight, let's say it's gonna be bold. And border radius is going to be 10%. Actually, let's stick with EM. Let's try 0.25 EM. 0.5 EM. That's better. Okay. Then the color will be white and the cursor will be a pointer. So when we hover over, the cursor will be a pointer. Okay, then I'm gonna take the start button and I'm gonna take the hover pseudo class. So when we hover over, I'm gonna copy this color, paste it, but we are gonna go with a slightly darker color. Alright, seems to be working. Then I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna take the active pseudo class So when we click on the button, it's gonna turn even more darker. So now we have this flashing effect. Okay. After the start button, I am going to go ahead and take the cover screen. So cover dash screen. I'm gonna make the background color be FAE6C3. And yes, I do have these colors pre-picked in case someone is thinking about that. I'm gonna go with the same color as I'm going on at the body. Sometimes I make little adjustments. Okay. Then let's set the positioning of this element to be absolute. The top will be 0, left will be 0, and width will be 100 viewport width units. And same goes for the height. Alright. Then we're gonna use flexbox, so display flex. The flex direction is gonna be a column. There we go. Justify content will be center, and align items will be center. So now we got this in the middle. Okay, looking pretty good. Then after the cover screen, we gotta go ahead and take the hide class. We are using it on a couple of different elements. So hide and display will be none. There we go. So now the score counter has disappeared along with the game over text. Oh, whoops. So yeah, we are going to be adjusting the displayment of these to the game over text and the score container. We are going to adjust their displayment with JavaScript. So yeah, but initially they will be hidden. Then we are going to take the container. So container, I'm gonna give it a background color of FAE6C3, which is the same one we used previously. I'm gonna go with something like that. Okay, and then the height will be 100 VH, width will be 100 viewport width units, and overflow is gonna be hidden. Then we gotta take the fruit. So yeah, did I actually... Okay, I did not add the fruit over here, but we are going to use JavaScript for that. So the fruit, this element does not exist yet. We are going to create it with JavaScript. So the displayment will be a block, positioning will be absolute, bottom 0, and we're gonna have an animation float, 6 seconds, linear, infinite, and the width will be 100 pixels. Okay, and then we only have to make the animation anymore, and we are ready with the CSS. So the animation float at 0%, the bottom positioning will be 0, and at 100%, the bottom positioning will be at 100%, and the display will be none. So this animation is basically used to create the animation of the fruits falling down. Okay, then we can go ahead and start the functionality with JavaScript. We got a lot to do. So first, I'm gonna create the number of fruits. So const fruit count equals 10. There we go, that's the first one. Then I gotta get a lot of different elements. So let's say DOM elements, and first I'm gonna create a constant called score container, and we are going to get document.get element by ID. The ID that we are getting is score-container. Alright, then we gotta get the canvas, so const canvas equals document get element by ID. The ID is canvas. Then we gotta create a width and height for the canvas. So canvas.width, we'll set it to be window.inner width. And same goes for the height. So canvas.height equals window.inner height. There we go. Okay. And then we gotta get the context. So const ctx equals canvas.get context. And it's going to be two-dimensional, the game overall. So there we go. Then let's get the start button. I already forgot the ID. Okay, it's only start dash button. So document.get element by ID start dash button. There we go. Then we gotta get the cover screen. And I think that's, yeah, we only have a class. So const cover screen, we gotta use the document.query selector for this one because we only have a class. So the class name is cover screen. Alright. And notice how I use a dot over here when we are selecting a class. Okay, then we still gotta get the result. Yep, we gotta get that one, and we gotta get the game over text. So yeah, const result equals document.get element by ID. The ID is going to be result. Then we gotta get the over text, game over text, document get element by ID, and the ID is over text. There we go. Now we got all the DOM elements that we're gonna need. Okay, I'm gonna make some new lines. Next we gotta create a constant of, let's say, base. This is gonna be equal to images. There we go. And then let fruits equal an empty array, and points equals 0. And then we will create a fruits list. So that's gonna be an array called apple, banana, and there's gonna be grapes. Those are the 3 pictures that we have over here. Okay. Then, yeah. We gotta get the events like clicking with the mouse and stuff like that. So let's get the event objects. So we're gonna create an object, let events equals an object. The mouse will be down when the mouse down is happening, and then the touch will be down when the touch dart is there. Alright, there we go. Then let's create another variable. This is gonna be the device type. That's gonna be an empty string for now. And then And by the way, I made a writing error. So this should say touch start. Even though this is not gonna make any difference because we are not using a mobile device. We're only gonna be using the mouse down because we're on PC right now. So yeah, basically the mouse property is an object that has a single property inside the down. And that is assigned to the string mouse down. So when this event occurs, this represents the event that occurs when the mouse button is pressed down. The same goes for this one. Okay. So yeah. Let's go ahead and continue. So we gotta go ahead and create another variable. Maybe I'm gonna delete a few of the lines. So let interval, let's say, and random creation time. So we declare two variables. Then I'm gonna make a constant variable and an arrow function. So if we are using a touch device, we will do this. We will try and then document dot create event, and the event that we are trying to create it is a touch event. All right. And the device type variable that we declare over here into an empty string, I will assign that to be a touch, indicating that the device is a touch screen device. And then return true. Alright, so it's inside of a try block. So if there's an error, we are going to catch the E, short for error. And then the device type is going to be, let's say, mouse or PC, whatever. And we're gonna return false from this one. And there we go. So there is our little arrow function. So basically, we give it a try and we figure out if we're using a mouse or a touch screen. So yeah. Then we are going to need a random number generator. So let's go ahead and create a constant of generate random number. I'm gonna make it equal to, we are going to have two attributes, not attributes, parameters, the minimum and the maximum values. And I'm gonna use an arrow function. I'm gonna do mat.floor, and inside mat.random multiplied by the maximum minus the minimum plus 1. And then we of course gotta put the minimum to the end. So yeah. There we go. I'm gonna move these a little bit over here. There we go. So yeah, we create a random number. And the minimum and the maximum are not defined yet. So basically, over here, we are first using the mat.random to generate a random decimal number between 0 and 1. Then we use the mat.random times max minus min plus 1. So this will scale the random decimal number to a range between 0 and the difference between the maximum and the minimum plus 1. And then we use the mat.floor in the end to round down the scaled number to the nearest integer and shift it to the range between minimum and the maximum. Okay, I hope you understood something out of that. I'm trying to go forward a little bit faster because otherwise this video is gonna be crazy long. Anyways, next we gotta go ahead and create a function for the fruit. So fruit function, let's say. So function fruit, and we have 3 or actually 4 parameters: image, x, y, and the width. Then I'm gonna say this dot image, so this refers to the fruit function, equals new image, and parentheses and a semicolon. Then this dot image dot source equals image. There we go. Then this dot x equals x, and this dot y equals y. This dot speed equals generate random number. So right now we are assigning the minimum and the maximum numbers. So the minimum is gonna be 5 and the maximum is gonna be 5. So at this point we are calling the generate random number function, and we are sending these 2 parameters in over here. So the minimum will be 1 and the maximum will be 5. Then this dot width equals width. This dot clicked equals false, and this dot complete equals false. So basically over here we have a JavaScript function named fruit that creates a new object representing a fruit. So first we take the 4 parameters, image, x, y, and width, and then the image will be a new image object which is set to the provided image URL. X and y are going to be the fruit's position coordinates, and they will be set to the provided x and y values. The speed is a random number between 1 and 5, and we use this function to generate that random number. Then the fruit's width is set to the provided width value. And then we have the clicked and the boolean, the clicked and the complete values, which are boolean values indicating whether the fruit has been clicked. And initially it's of course set to false. We haven't clicked the fruit unless we have clicked the fruit, you know. And then this dot complete is also initially set to false. So this is a boolean value indicating whether the fruit is complete, in going up, going from up to down outside of the screen. So yeah, that's basically this function in a very fast explanation. Then we're gonna continue. So inside of this we're gonna make an arrow function. So this dot update equals an arrow function. So we have a function inside of a function. So this and the y coordinates plus equals this dot speed. So the speed will be randomly generated, and then the y coordinates will move accordingly to that speed. Then we will check if this dot complete and this dot y plus this dot width, if this is not smaller, or higher than the height of the canvas, then it means that the fruit has been overflown and this dot complete will equal true. And then we gotta put a semicolon over there. So yeah. So the this.y This is a property of the object that represents its vertical position on the y-axis. And then the this.speed is another property, and the speed is created here. And yep, it's something between 1 and 5. Then we go ahead and increment this.y with this.speed, and effectively we are moving the object vertically by the speed that is set to it from the generate random number function. Then there's the second step. So basically, if this.complete, which is a boolean value, so it basically we are checking if these values have reached a completion state, and then we are using the this.y plus this.width to calculate the object's bottom edge position. So we're calculating the y coordinate and the width. So yeah, then we have the if it's higher than the height of the entire canvas, so that's the height of the entire screen. We will check if the condition, if the object, in this case it's going to be a fruit, if that has reached or exceeded the height of the canvas, that basically means that we are failing on that one. So the object has flown or fallen down from the top to the bottom and escaped from the screen. So in summary, that means we have failed. We didn't catch the object in time. In this case, the object is the fruit. So yeah. So in summary, this update method moves the object vertically by its speed and checks if it has reached the bottom of the canvas. And if it has, it sets the complete this.complete to be true. So that's what this update method does. Alright, let's continue. So next we are going to draw the fruit. Make sure you don't get out of this function, by the way. Make sure you continue from here and not from here. You gotta continue from here. So this time we're gonna draw the fruit. So draw fruit. Then we are gonna say this dot draw equals another arrow function, and we are gonna use the ctx dot draw image. We're gonna take this dot image, this dot x, this dot y, this dot width, and this dot width one more time. Okay, then a semicolon over there. Then we're gonna compare this dot compare to the mouse x and the mouse y coordinates. Then we use an arrow function to return something. So mouse x. If this is smaller or equal to this dot x, and if the mouse x is smaller and equal to this dot x plus this dot width, and mouse y coordinates are larger or equal to this dot y, and mouse y is smaller or equal to this dot y plus this dot width, then we will return whatever is returned. Alright, then we gotta go ahead and basically create a new fruit. So right now we're gonna be creating a new fruit. So create a new fruit. So function create random fruit, and then we will set random time for the next fruit. So random creation time equals generate random number, and this time it's gonna be between 3 and 9. Then we need an if statement. If fruits.length is smaller than the fruit count, then we'll declare a variable. Let random fruit equal, and we're gonna create fruits list, and then I need an array. So generate random number 0, then the fruits list dot length -1, and that's gonna be an array. All right, and after that I'm gonna create some constants. So random image, and this is gonna be a template literal. We're gonna need a placeholder for random fruit.png. All right, then const random x equals generate random number. We have some parameters, 0, canvas dot width -50. There we go. Then we are going to declare a constant of fruit width, and we are gonna use the same function, generate random number 100, 200, so the fruits can have different sizes. Then let fruit equals new fruit, and we're gonna take the random image, random x, the 0, and the fruit width as parameters, and then we're gonna push this new fruit into the array with the fruit dot push method. So yeah, there we go. And then we gotta check if the fruits dot length is equal to the fruit count. So if fruits dot length is equal to fruit underscore count, we declared this variable up over there, and we're gonna create a temporary variable, let checker equals fruits dot every, and we're gonna check every fruit, use an arrow function, and we're gonna return all the fruits that are complete. So complete is set to true. There we go. Then if checker, we're gonna clear interval, the cover screen dot class list dot remove will be hide, then canvas dot class list dot add hide. So basically right now we are accessing this one over here, so we are controlling whether or not some elements will be displayed on the page or not. So yep, so in this scenario the cover screen will be removed, or the hide will be removed, so in other words it will be shown, and the canvas will be hidden because the class hide will be added to the class list. Alright, then we are going to need the over text, the game over text, and the class list, and we are going to remove the hide from this one, and then we're gonna take the paragraph result oh no, not that, result dot inner text, and we're gonna make it equal to a template literal, and the final score is going to be, we had a placeholder, points, so our variable of points. Then start button dot inner text is gonna be saying restart game, and score container dot class list dot add, we will add the height class to the score container, so it will not be shown anymore. So there we go. Then we still have to animate the fruits. So up next, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. So we're gonna get over here and we're gonna create a function called animate, and we're gonna take the ctx.clear-rectangle 0, 0, canvas.width and canvas.height, and let's use a for loop. So const fruit of fruits, fruit.update and fruit.draw. So yeah, then request animation frame, and animate is the function. There we go. Alright, after this we're gonna call the animate function and is touch device functions, and then we gotta go ahead and add some event listeners. So in this case we're gonna take the canvas. Yep, let's take the canvas. We are gonna add an event listener and events device type dot down, and then function. We have one parameter, an event, and then we're gonna do this. Let click x equals is touch device. We're gonna use a ternary operator. We also gonna run the function first, so ternary operator. If it is true, the event touches index 0, page x, that will be the true value, and then otherwise event.page x will be the other value, and we're gonna minus canvas.offset left. Okay, that was a terrible explanation. Anyways, let's do the same for the y-axis. So let click y equals is touch device, that's a function. Then we use the ternary operator, event.touches index 0 dot page y. So yep, there we go, and event dot page y minus canvas dot offset top this time. So there we go. Then we're gonna take the fruits. So fruits dot for each. Let's use the for each method. We're gonna do a function, and we're gonna take one parameter, fruit, and then let check equals fruit.compare, click x and click y, and then if check and the fruit is not clicked, we will do the fruit.clicked equals true, we will increase our points by 1, and then we'll take the score container, access the inner HTML, and make it equal to the points variable. Then the fruit dot complete is gonna be true. We'll set the fruit dot y equal to canvas dot height. Okay. Then a semicolon and a semicolon. All right. Then let's create the last step, and this is gonna be another event listener. So canvas.add event listener. So touch end is gonna be the event we're listening for in case we are on a mobile device, and event.prevent default. There we go. And after that we'll do start button.add event listener. We'll listen for a click. When we hear the click, we will do an arrow function. So the fruits will be an empty array to begin with. Points will be 0. The score container and the inner HTML will be points, or equal to the variable of points. Then we are going to take the canvas, access the class list, and remove the height class. Then we take the cover screen, access the class list, and add the height class to that one. Then we create a random fruit with the function, and the random creation time will be equal to generate random number, where we are gonna pass 3 and 9 as the parameters, and interval equals set interval, create random fruit, random creation time times 1000, and score container dot class list dot remove height. So we'll remove the height class from the score container in order to see our score once again. And yep, that's gonna be it. So right now this should work. However, I'm not feeling that you know, I don't, yeah, of course we have some kind of a problem somewhere. So let's go and debug a little bit. Okay, no issues at the console. Okay, I am gonna go over the code and I'm gonna try to find out what's the problem. Let me reload. Nope. Alright, be right back. Alright, so the error was inside of this fruit function. The issue was that I was using a lowercase f on the function name. Oh yeah, here we go again. So yeah, basically I'm using the let's see. Yeah. Anyways, that seemed to fix the issue. So now we can start the game, and we don't have the graphics though. So there's still something wrong. I'm gonna continue going down this, and yeah. I'm gonna refresh the page. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, I'm gonna be honest right now and say that I have no idea what is wrong with this and why this is not working, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna write the script completely from scratch, and then yeah, I hope I'm gonna be able to fix this. So yes, I'm gonna be back with you real soon, and yep, I'm gonna be putting this on time lapse. So here we go, and there we go. Alright, we don't have anything anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna start right now and let's see if I can fix this. So yeah, enjoy the time lapse. Alright, so finally I got this working. So, what I think the issue was is that I probably forgot the brackets from the isTouchDevice function, which is right over here. So I most likely forgot these brackets in the previous attempt. So that is most likely what the problem was. But right now, half an hour later, I actually got this game working and running. So yeah, we got the score that's working. We got these fruits that are spawning in here. Sometimes they are very fast, sometimes they are very slow. Alright, like that one was really fast. And yeah, let's see how far can we go. Okay, that was a super fast one. Okay, I better have my mouse on the bottom, pretty much. Alright. There we go, easy catch. But yeah, this is a simple catch the fruit game with HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Game over, final score was 10. Alright, so yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, pretty cool. That took some time, a couple of hours in fact, but here we are. So yeah, we could also expand on this project by many different ways, but well, yeah, I think it's good for now. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please leave a like in case you did, and show some support if you enjoy videos like this. And yeah, I hope I'm gonna see you in the next one. So yeah, Bye bye everyone, and have yourselves a wonderful day. Bye bye.